Hello, everyone. Happy holidays and welcome to Project Titan, Wall Street Analysis Season 1, Episode 4. I'm Ananya and I'll be your host for today's episode. We will discuss the headlines of the past few days as we look into what occurred since the last episode before the new year, such as the Dow Jones, Crumbl Cookies, which I know is a favorite of teen girls, and more. If you enjoy this podcast, please subscribe and put a like. Our main source for this podcast is the Wall Street Journal. So let's begin. We will first discuss when the Dow Jones rose to a new record. The Dow Jones Industrial Average closed above 45,000 for the first time, a milestone that seemed implausible a little over 2 years ago. The S&P 500 gained 0.6% to 6,086.49. The Dow rose 0.7% to 45,014.04 points, and the tech-heavy Nasdaq climbed 1.3% to 19,735 and 12 points. The Dow's milestone came 16 trading days after it closed above 44,000 for the first time. According to Dow Jones market data, it was the third fastest 1,000-point milestone on record and the eighth in 2024. All three major U.S. stock indexes rose to records Wednesday after a batch of better than expected tech earnings bolstered investor confidence. Some investors view the broad based gains as a sign that the bull market is healthy and has room to run. Next, we will talk about the rise in Bitcoin. Bitcoin traded above $100,000 for the first time late Wednesday, powered by a wave of investors betting that President elect Donald Trump will turn U.S. government policy into an engine of growth for crypto. The world's largest digital currency has staged an extraordinary rally since election day, surging more than 40% in just 4 weeks and getting one record after another. It surged as high as $103,853 after Trump picked a crypto-friendly former regulator to read the Securities and Exchange Commission. Since Bitcoin's supply is limited, its algorithms impose a hard cap of 21 million coins, expected to be reached in around 2140. The emergence of large hordes locking up available supply is bullish for Bitcoin's price. Now I know this is a favorite. Next, we will look into Crumbl's Cookies. Sunday at 8 p.m., teen girls across the country check Crumbl Cookies social media to discover the week's newest flavors. Then they start begging their parents to take them to the bakery for a $5 700-calorie cookie. It doesn't matter if anyone likes pink donut, lemon cheesecake, or oatmeal skillet cookies. They feel like they have to have them. And TikTok, YouTube, and Instagram videos are fueling that urge. Crumbl co-founders Jason McGowan and Sawyer Hemsley have concocted a perfect recipe for social media and sugar. Our strategy right from the beginning was social media, says McGowan. Crumbl has 9.6 million TikTok followers. Crumbl's weekly menu changes sparks a constant flow of TikTok, YouTube, and Instagram video featuring the reviews of the latest cookie drops. Now, Texas. The Dow Jones Industrial Average fell more than 1,100 points after the Federal Reserve cut interest rates, but signaled they might stay higher than investors expected in 2025. The chip index gave up an early gain and posted its largest slide since August after Fed officials lowered rates by a quarter percentage point and disappointed investors by signaling signaling just two more cuts next year. The move marked the index's 10th straight decline, its longest streak of daily loss since October 1974. Investors' expectations for lower rates ahead was among the factors that powered stocks it to records in recent weeks. Industrials hitting a record above 45,000 earlier in December. On Wednesday, the prospect of fewer cuts sparked broad declines, driving all 11 sectors of the S&P 500 lower. Here is an image of the different graphs involving the Federal Reserve. This is the interest rates, the current and expected Fed funds rate, core PCE inflation, US Treasury yields, PCE inflation forecasts, and the mortgage purchase application index. Now, let's look into the next AI jump. OpenAI's new artificial intelligence project is behind schedule and running up huge bills. It isn't clear when or even if it'll work. There may not be enough data to make it smart enough. The project, officially called GPT-5 and codenamed Orion, nice, has been in the works for more than 18 months and is intended to be a major advancement in the technology that powers ChatGPT. OpenAI's closest partner and large investor, Microsoft, has expected to see the new model around mid 24. Say people with knowledge of the matter. OpenAI has conducted to at least two large trading runs, each of which entails months of crunching huge amounts of data intended to make Orion or GPT-5 smarter. Each time new problems arose and the software fell short of the results researchers were hoping for, people close to the project say. Let's talk about how Nike is taking some risks. During one of the busiest shopping weekends of the year, Nike was the only brand to have a 30% discount on most of its footwear at Macy's famous Herald Square location in NYC. Nike is in a race for cash. Chief Executive Officer Elaine Hill said after he took over in October that his priority was clearing out the company's inventory. The company is slashing prices on its website so aggressively that it's not only risking its holiday sales, but also weighing on its retail partners. The sneaker giant Thursday reported its third consecutive quarterly sales decline, a 9% drop in currency neutral revenue from a year earlier. Its profit in the quarter ended November 30th from the year earlier period. Now we will talk about Ali Ghodsi. While studying media, Ali Ghodsi came across an article about a chief executive brought in to rescue a struggling tech company. This reminded him of the surgeries his parents, both doctors, performed during his upbringing. I love the idea that you could think of a large corporations as patients and perform surgery on them to make them healthy and successful, he noted. Today, Ghodsi is the CEO of Databricks, a software company that has rapidly become one of Silicon Valley's fast fastest growing startups. After 11 years in operation, the company is now valued at $62 billion, having secured $10 billion in funding from investors such as Andreessen Horowitz and Thrive Capital. This recent funding, announced on Tuesday, is is among the largest ever in the history of the venture capital. Our last topic will be about Nissan, Honda, And Mitsubishi's merger rumors. Nissan said they plan to merge in 2026, a move Honda's chief executive said isn't a rescue of troubled Nissan, but a recognition that developing new technologies is hard to do alone. The company said they intend to create an automaker that would combine with Nissan partner Mitsubishi's Motors would be the third largest in the world after Toyota and Volkswagen. With more than 8 million vehicles sold annually, the announcement came at the end of the year, in which Nissan's profit has tumbled in part because of a dated model lineup in the US. Both companies have cratered in China, where electric vehicles and plug in hybrids are growing quickly. Last year, China surpassed Japan as the world leading auto exporter by number of vehicles. With the car industry moving autonomous vehicles driven by artificial intelligence, the company said they need to combine research and cut costs to survive. Thank subscribe the, the to the channel. Thank you and happy new year.